Welcome back to the Tony Valenti Show. This is Tony Valenti.
And Timmy G.
And I died if it ever could. Not like you hold me, oh baby. Love never felt so fine. And I died if it's ever mine. Not like you hold me. And the night is gonna be just fine. Gotta fly, gotta see, gotta be. I can't take it, cause baby, every time I love you, in our life, in our baby, tell me if you really love me, in our life, in our baby, so baby, cause love never felt so good.
Welcome back to the Tony Valenti Show. Got a little Michael Jackson for you. That particular song, Love Never Felt So Good, was not released during Michael Jackson's lifetime.
Really?
It only came out about 6 years ago. It was written in 1983, written by Neil Sedaka.
Really?
I'm sorry, not Neil Sedaka, the guy who wrote The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. I can't think of his name. I'm having a mind F for the second, but it was written a long time ago, 1983, recorded, and never released until the last 6 years. I think it's his best song. Michael's a bad man.
I
miss Michael.
Yeah,
But
I like
anyway,
his music, man.
we're back to the show. We're back to talking about all the stuff that's going on.
Crazy stuff, man. Did you see? Let's just play the clip. Mr. Nick, can you play that clip for us? The Burks Balls.
While he's looking for a clip, it's going to
anyway.
be any second.
It's a
Every player, unless they're from the same household, has to bring their own tennis balls so that you don't touch other people's tennis balls with your hands. You can kick their balls, but you can't touch them. I'm going to blush, sorry. Of course, if you're playing with someone in your household, you can touch those tennis balls. To avoid confusion.
don't kick the balls.
To avoid confusion between whose balls are whose, you can use a marker, like a Sharpie, to mark out, to put an X or put someone's initials on them. I would just say...
That is hilarious, man.
I marked my balls this morning.
Hey,
I hate to admit it
only
on the
your
air.
family can touch your balls. So
I prefer my family does not touch my balls, my tennis balls. She did say tennis balls in there a couple of times.
anyway,
What is this thing with the ball touching? Do we really have to
Hey,
talk about that's like up to the higher levels of
I do have
politics
I
and-
do have a red Sharpie and a green Sharpie, but I prefer a black Sharpie.
with you? I would like to kick your balls. We're talking about tennis balls, of course. What is going on in this damn society with kicking people's balls?
Oh, man, it's
tennis
funny.
balls.
That-
You could have picked football because tennis balls, you see, tennis balls are plural. Football, that's like one. You don't play with footballs. You play with one football. She could
Right.
have said football, but hey, what are you going to do?
Hey,
My father
so,
used to say.
my good friend of mine was in an accident. He had only one football.
He's a lucky man. He's Monarchan.
Anyway,
That's a whole
oh
other
man,
word.
You know what?
Tell me. Dini,
I'm kind of finished with this Corona. Every time you go
Turn
on
around.
the TV and turn around, it's coronavirus. How many deaths? You know, the president did this, and the bleach on the thing, and the Harley Quinn,
Harley Quinn.
and all this stuff. You know, I'm kind of done talking about it, but it's so. It grabs you. It's like an addiction. And, we're addicted to
Hearing
dirty
bad
laundry,
news. We're
bad news,
Yeah.
I remember, so, excuse me, I don't have the Rona, just a dry cough.
you have a lack of Corona beer is what you got.
But the helicopter company that was involved in the terrible crash with Kobe.
That was Kobe's helicopter, just so you know.
Got over $600,000 worth of coronavirus stimulus money.
What?
It was actually $3,838. The company Island
What?
Express, who took care of Kobe's helicopter,
They got money for that.
They have three huge lawsuits
What-
right now.
What is going on in this country?
man, they
I mean,
get-
you're giving money to the Lakers like they need your money.
Yeah, right.
They need a stimulus.
Harvard. They gave money to Harvard.
I think they're like one of the few colleges that has $1 billion
Yeah,
in their
yeah.
bank accounts, and
It's
they
crazy.
gave Harvard money. Harvard, in all fairness, gave the money back.
But you know,
The Genie Bus from the Lakers gave the money back, and this guy with they were the pilots. They were piloting his.
They were taking
it was
care of
his
it.
helicopter. They should give that damn money back too.
I think
or
they should.
donate it to the Mamba University out there, which would be good.
They're-
that would be acceptable to
they're
me.
involved in 3 wrongful death suits. They're going to go belly up. What do they need that money for? They're going to go. They're done.
Well, if they go belly up, they're going to try and keep that money. That's a whole other story. I think
You know
it's
what?
sad and sickening that
That-
they
that's-
asked for any money. It's sad and sickening that they got any money.
I remember.
Sickening.
I remember that day. I was driving to your house. We
It was,
were
it was a Sunday.
we were on our way to Long Beach to do a show, and it was so foggy I couldn't drive on the freeway. I had to take the side roads because I had to drive like 10 miles an hour. And I told you when I got there, I said, Tony, we can't take the freeway. It's so freaking foggy.
That was like a 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it was
And
very
that accident
early.
was early morning. Was it like between 8 and 11? I forget which time it was exactly.
right.
But you could see nothing.
And then later on that day, I remember the look on your face, dude. You were about to cry. It was, and you said, Tim, you got to go and finish the show. I'm done. I can't. And I said, tell me what's going on.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, you couldn't even put it in words.
Well,
man.
Kobe Bryant. I mean, I'm a basketball player. I'm a basketball fan. Man, when I was a kid, I thought I was going to be in the NBA. I ate, slept, and drank that game of basketball. I could when I was a kid, 15, 16, before I had to work, I would be out in the court. Literally, I would play 8 to 10 hours a day basketball. I loved it, man. It's a beautiful addiction to have. Rather to be addicted to basketball than be addicted to video games. For me personally,
I know
not
you're
knocking video games.
I know you're from Chicago.
Michael
so
Jordan fan.
I gotta ask, who do you like better, Michael Jordan or Kobe, man?
Well, I mean, if you ask the great basketball players of all time, this is pre-Kobe's death. You ask Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you ask Magic Johnson, you ask Dr. Julius Erving, you ask Bill Russell. The list goes on and on and on and on. You ask those guys because their opinion is more valuable than my opinion. Those guys live.
I
the game.
totally agree with that.
Yeah, well, who would not agree with that? But those guys all said that Michael Jordan was the best. In all fairness to Kobe,
you're saying that because you're from Chicago. Come on, man.
number 23, man.
You
Number
really
23.
You really think that?
I'll tell you what I think about Michael Jordan. Okay, I think Michael Jordan is the best athlete of all time in any sport. He was just a little bit better, a little bit faster, a little bit sharper than anybody in the history of any game. I don't care what game it was.
Everybody.
I don't care if it's baseball. I don't care if it's hockey. I don't care if it's bowling.
Didn't he play baseball for a little bit?
He went to play baseball.
I don't usually talk. I'm hi. I'm the
This is Nick,
producer.
the engineer. He's an engineer, man.
Yes, indeed. Didn't mean to take over your show, but Tony's right. Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
Are you is my engineer from Chicago? Too?
I am not from Chicago. I'm actually
sorry to hear that.
I'm from Sandy, Utah. But when I was a kid, I was
polygamy.
I was very into basketball. My 5 favorites in order were number 5 John Stockton, number 2 Karl Malone. This also gives away when I grew
Karl
up.
Malone. Oh yeah. The 90s.
Number 3 Dikembe Mutombo, because I lived in Denver at the time. Number 2 Scottie Pippen. Number 1 Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
He is the
He's
GOAT.
the king and the god of basketball.
And after watching The Last Dance, I don't know if you guys have watched The Last Dance, but after watching The Last Dance on ESPN, confirmed he is the GOAT.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I concur. I mean, Michael Jordan, you sit there and you watch some of his old videos, and I've done this on YouTube. Michael Jordan won 6 championships. They were 2 three-peats. So he won 3 years in a row, took a break, and then won another 3 years in a row. That's a bad man. You sit there and watch those videos and sit there and watch the championships, watch game after game after game, and you just watch that man. He was so special.
I think
There's
Kobe's
nobody
still,
like him.
Still one of the finest,
Yes.
best people.
Yes.
Not just athlete, but one of the greatest people in sports.
I agree, and I will say this in all fairness because I am a Kobe fan, big time, and Kobe was pretty damn close to Michael Jordan, and I know that, and I see that, and Michael Jordan actually said that the closest competition that he ever saw, because Kobe admired Michael Jordan so much. That was everything. Michael Jordan was everything. Kobe was Kobe because of Michael Jordan, and everybody knows that.
I
That's
agree
why
with that.
LeBron James is number 23. Right? But I have a theory. This is only my theory in my head, and it can't be corroborated. It's just pure speculation. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant's number was number 8, and then he became number 24. And I always thought that the reason Kobe Bryant picked number 24 is he wanted to be better than number 23. That's my theory.
It's probably true,
It's
man.
probably my theory.
That sounds like a Kobe thing to say, actually.
Yeah, and I love Kobe. And I'll tell you another thing that I think. I happen to believe this. I don't know how I know this, but I know this for a fact, just myself. I can't prove it, but I know for a damn fact, without a shadow of doubt, that Kobe Bryant played a game of Michael Jordan one-on-one. I know that for a fact in my heart. I just know it. And the reason why I say that is because Michael Jordan, because Kobe Bryant they talked to him, and he said that he talked to Michael, and he said, Michael Jordan, I want to play you one-on-one. I know I could beat you. And Michael Jordan said that too. Yeah, Kobe wanted to play me one-on-one. But here's my theory. My theory is that Kobe Bryant said, listen, Michael, we're going to play one-on-one. Just you and me. No cameras, nobody. It's like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in this gymnasium between you and me stays in this gymnasium. Is that fair, Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan is a competitive son of a gun. You know
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah, I
and
know.
he said, all right, let's do this. And the deal was we don't tell.
Yeah.
And I think that Kobe beat Michael in that game.
I think
I believe that. I truly, truly believe. I know it's crazy.
I think I can
may
beat
call
you.
me stupid.
I can beat you in one-on-one. Long ball. That's just a tragic thing that happened with Kobe.
I am
and-
still
and,
saddened by it, and I
and-
always will be. I'll be
and-
honest. I'll be honest with you.
You know, so
Because Kobe, to me, was a hero. I want to say one more thing about Kobe before because you interrupt me all the time, and you're very annoying.
yes, I tried to.
But
do
let me
that
tell
enough.
you one more thing about Kobe. That I have 5 brothers, which has nothing to do with Kobe. They ain't black, by the way. I have 5 brothers, and one of my younger brothers, he grew up more in the Kobe Bryant era, not so much in the Michael Jordan era. And he would say, Kobe this, Kobe this, Kobe that, Kobe that. I say, you know what? Kobe's nothing compared to Michael Jordan. This was before Kobe had 5 championships.
Right.
He's nothing. He's nothing compared to Michael Jordan. And then, little by little by little, the years went on, the champions, the rings.
I know
And here's
you're
what-
a huge Kobe fan.
And here's
so.
what finally got me. I'll tell you 2 things that got me about Kobe Bryant that put him on a level pretty damn parallel to Michael Jordan. Number one, in one of his games, he tore his Achilles tendon. Now, that game that he tore his Achilles tendon,
That's
they
supposed to
say
be the worst pain in the world is when you tear your Achilles. You can't. You're,
it's like when your kidney goes out on you. That's
it's-
supposed to be like a excruciating, horrifying pain. He got fouled, tore his Achilles tendon. He should be in a wheelchair and a stretcher. Give him some morphine, take him to
on
the
the way to
hospital.
hospital.
So what happened was, he gets
What'd
two.
he do?
He got fouled. He gets 2 shots. If I was coach, I would say, listen, this guy ain't shooting the 2 shots. Get him on a stretcher. Kobe Bryant said, F that. I'm shooting the 2 shots. I get 2 free throws. I'm shooting the 2 free throws. That pain is excruciating.
Yeah, that's the worst
He go-
pain there is, right?
He goes and shoots the 2 free throws and
That-
makes them both.
No way.
He makes both free throws.
No way.
They whisked that guy away. I'm probably thinking on the way he's thinking, I want to scream out loud, I want my mommy. And he couldn't. But that's a man. That's a man.
That's a competitor. That's what a competitor is.
And then one last thing I will say, and then you could take the mic, is that one last thing I will say on Kobe's last game. That man scored 60 freaking points. He's done. He's beat up. He's been beat up. I can imagine every part of his body hurts him from being in that profession.
Right.
You're pounding the floor every day.
Right.
Everything's got to hurt. He scored 60 points on his last day. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar scored 7 points his last game.
Yeah, well.
You know, so and which he has more points.
Oh
than
yeah,
anyone.
he's the man.
He's one of the most underrated. But anyway, so yeah, my heart goes out to Kobe, and
Yeah,
there's
man.
a lot of Kobe fans and all around the world.
So this, I'm just sick of this coronavirus thing. You know, I went to a doctor's appointment. Oh, well, I had a doctor's appointment this week, and they won't allow you to go into the doctor's office. So I did this video. Video
like a
appointment.
Zoom thing?
Like no, on Duo, whatever it is.
Video
It's-
conference.
Yeah, video conference with my doctor. So I'm explaining to him what's going on because I have some issues going down, and he goes, oh, you look awful, and I was,
I could have
"Thanks-
told him that.
thanks, Doc, I appreciate.
He should have
that."
called my house.
But I
House
was
him.
trying-
He looks awful.
I was trying to explain to him, the camera adds, 10 pounds when you're on camera, and he had the nerve to ask me, how many cameras are on you?
Well, a camera adds 10 pounds, but a case of Chocodiles will add 20 pounds.
He said, I heard your show. You've been overdosing on those Chocodiles. You need to cut it
How
out.
many cameras did you have on you? I think
Just one.
I
just
think
a
Tim has
phone.
like 15 cameras, but he plugs them in all together.
You ain't right. There was another. You ain't right, man.
I ain't wrong.
You tell me all the time.
Woo!
You're very humble.
I think we've been drinking the Kool-Aid, baby.
You're very humble. You tell me that all the time. Anyway,
That's what I like best about myself is that I am modest.
you tell me that all the time. I'm telling you.
So what happened with your video conference?
Anyway,
He called you a fat pig.
basically.
Basically, I mean, really, he did. Did he say that he looked at you and he thought that you put on weight? Is that what he was inferring?
No, he said I looked terrible, and he said, and I told him, yeah.
Your doctor told you look terrible.
Yeah,
That's
so-
a very that's
Well,
like
not
one of
in
those,
so many words.
It's like
I
a
mean-
Tony Robbins, huh? That's a motivating thing. You look terrible. You're gonna die.
I'm gonna have to walk.
I better go get me some.
I have to walk across hot coals.
I better make some juice and eat some parsley.
Anyway, so enough of that.
So,
you know,
so, so,
the moral of the story is you can't go to the doctor's office. You have to do these video things.
the doctors must be loving that.
Yeah, how easier can their jobs get? You know,
They eat their Chocodiles for about 4 hours, and you come on. They tell you you're fat. They charge you $700, and they go back to the Chocodiles. And the hypocrites tell you what that you don't look good.
But I'm just so sick. I mean, Tony, come on. Every channel, every radio station, everything. Coronavirus.
I can't say it's annoying, but it's like it's an addiction. It's a hardcore addiction.
man.
I would like to talk. Speaking of to what you're saying exactly, I want to bring up 9/11, September 11th, 2001. When that whole thing happened, September 11th, 2001, we had one building go down.
It was an inside job.
You're FOS, full of something. So conspiratorialist thinking. I hate that. But anyway, we had one building go down, and I remember the first building, when the first building got hit by a plane, I go, wow, this is a terrible accident. And then
Another plane hit the South Tower, and
we knew.
then we knew. And then we went in. I know I did. I went into panic mode. I was on
Absolutely.
my way to the Westminster Mall to open up your store.
Is that right?
And
Wow.
the security guard comes out and says, America's under attack.
Right.
We're closing the store. Go home. And I'm like, okay.
America's under attack. I mean, what a thing to say.
America's under attack.
I mean, that hasn't happened since Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941. And that was nothing compared to, I think we lost more people in 9/11 than we did in Pearl Harbor. It was comparable.
Yeah, it was.
Somewhere
it was-
3,000 to 5,000, somewhere in
yeah.
that range.
But
But the reason that I bring up 9/11 is because that was a horrifying thing. You didn't know I remember that day a jet flew over my house, like a military jet, low. My house shook from the jet. The military jets flew low because in case they were going to be attacked, it was difficult to attack a low plane. Did you know that? It's easier to attack them when they're higher up.
Absolutely.
Anyway, this thing flew right over my house. Literally shook the whole house. And I was thinking, there was such a fear in the air at that time. Are we under attack? Who is this? Is it China? Is it Russia?
Well,
we don't know. Are nukes coming? I thought that when that plane went over my house, I thought, what if it's a missile and we're done?
right.
What if that's a nuclear
But
weapon?
one of the planes hit the Pentagon. Hit the Pentagon. We're at war.
We were at war.
We're at war. We were at war.
And the reason that I'm bringing all this up is because that time was such a scary, startling time for anybody that was American, anybody that was a sensible, logical human being, sentient is the word I was looking for. Anybody. That was horrifying. and you didn't know what's going to happen tomorrow. What's going to happen? Is there going to be? I would fear nuclear weapons. My point is that the time went by, some time went by, and little by little by little, it got to be more relaxing and more relaxing.
There's a saying, right?
This too shall pass.
This too shall pass.
And that sounds like a cliche line of BS, which means bad stuff. I can say that on the air. It sounds cliche, and I hate that. I hate when they say we're all in this together. I want to punch them in the face when
well,
they say
some
that.
boats are bigger,
Yeah.
and better.
But the clichéness of saying
I have a dinghy.
you better mark your balls when you go play tennis, okay? Get a squeegee, or whatever that thing. But anyway, but my whole point is, this too shall pass. We saw that with 9/11. It's cliche as hell,
But
it's true.
There
It's
was
damn true.
There was an economic downfall right after that.
Yeah, it was lasted 17 years.
It lasted.
It lasted
And
17
now
years.
we're going
Osama
through-
bin Laden ruined the world economy.
Yeah,
That's another story.
Yeah, and so
That's for Phil Grandy's show.
we need to hold on to what America does best. We're resilient people. We can do we can fix, and we can create, and we can
We
make
got the minds.
the world the way we want it, because we have what everybody else in the whole world doesn't have. We have free thinking. We are a free thinking people, and
a creative people.
Yeah, of
the most
course.
creative people in the world.
China, the trade deal that Trump made was to protect our intellectual property. I don't know if you really looked into that trade deal, but
'Cause they steal everything.
We create everything, and the world steals it.
Yeah. And I say that, again, going with the resiliency of Americans, if you look at what happened in Las Vegas a few years ago with a mass shooting, the guy was up there with an AK-47 in a hotel room. He shot 500 people, by the way. 500 bullets hit people. I don't know how many people died. 500 people died. And you know the beauty of that, which there is some beauty in something. In a couple weeks later, people were out in Las Vegas.
That's 'cause
That's America.
We refuse.
That's what we do.
We refuse to surrender.
We refuse to go down.
Yeah, we're not going
We
down.
ain't going down with this coronavirus.
No.
And then
We're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. That's your favorite saying.
We ain't falling from the banana deal. I love Eddie Murphy and Beverly Hills Cop.
Ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
This is going to go by when we're going to be, and it won't be too long from now. You'll remember this. Maybe the 7 people that are listening to me will remember this day on the radio when I said that this too shall pass. This is going to go by, and you're going to say, "Remember that coronavirus thing? That was awful." But thank God it's gone. We're going to get back to normal. We're going to go to the beach. We're not going to socially distance. We're going to hug people. You ever see somebody wearing a T-shirt that says "Hug me"? We're going to actually be able to do that without worrying about wearing masks and all that other BS.
Right. There's a holiday coming up. Try
4th
to.
of July.
Well, there's one
The one you're
before
talking
that.
about? Oh, Memorial Day is this week. Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, so there's going to be time to celebrate with your family, and there's going to be just remember the simple things in life. I went to my favorite niece, and
You only have one niece, right?
no,
you
I have two.
You better have one.
They're both my favorite.
Yeah,
but-
there you go.
but-
I saved the family just in case you didn't know. Could you guys please send me $20 for that?
Anyway, she made some awesome food, and we just sat and I enjoyed her and her family. The simple things that you don't get to do when you're working, and everything's about making a buck, and everything's about paying your bills and buying that new whatever. Take this time.
Appreciate the simple things in life.
the
Because the
simple
simple
things,
things in life, the simple things that are
Sitting
free.
sitting in a coffee shop, having a coffee with your friend.
Can't do
or
that right
drinking a beer in your garage with your buddy.
Or drinking a case of beer in the garage with your buddy, then that's even better. That's what we need on Memorial Day. Drink some
so-
beer, but don't drive.
Yeah.
Be drunk, but don't drive. How about that?
Yeah, I
That's
like
my
that.
new bumper sticker.
Be drunk.
Be drunk, but don't drive. Stay home.
I saw this meme. There's only 3 things that can happen after the coronavirus. You become a hunk, a chunk, or a drunk. That's
Or if
pretty
you eat too many
funny.
crocodiles, you become a chump and a stump.
Anyway, so Tony, take us out of here.
Hey, if you liked anything you heard, I know that's highly unlikely, send us an email at the Tony Valenti Show at yahoo.com. The Tony Valenti with an I show at yahoo.com. Have a good Memorial weekend. Have some fun. Be smart. This is going to be gone really quickly. It will be gone. It will be in the rearview mirror.
KCAA Radio, 1050 AM and 102.3 FM. You got the Tony Valente Show right in your face.
Have a good weekend. Peace out.